All right. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, guys. My name is Nina. I'm a nurse practitioner turned day trader, and I wanted to create like a simple, easygoing course for anybody who's interested in trading, specifically futures. There are three different types of trading platforms or types of trader you could be if you're considering intraday or day trading. You can either trade options, forex, or futures. You can do stocks, but that's kind of big boy stuff. Options, forex, and futures is the most tangible. Is probably what you've commonly heard of when you hear someone say they're a day trader. And what I trade primarily is futures. And so I wanted to kind of create something simple um, for anybody who's interested, whether you're first time um, trader or you've been doing it for a few months, maybe you've been doing forex or you've been doing options and you're interested in futures. I figured I would share what I've learned. Super simple, really easy, just to make it a nice transition for you. um, and I'll delve into more details and more specifics sometime down the road. But so again, my name is Nina. I'm a nurse practitioner. I still work as a nurse practitioner. I'm actually at work right now, but I day trade as well. My goal is to have the opportunity to be profitable enough in day trading to where I don't have to work as a nurse practitioner. But for now, I love working as a nurse practitioner. The goal is not necessarily to replace my income just yet, just to get even better at what I do. I've been day trading now for a year and a half. A year and a quarter. It's been great. I can't complain. I know I'm still, maybe some might consider me new because I've only been trading for a year, and realistically, if I'm being honest, I've only been seriously trading for maybe the last 9 months, and I became profitable in the last 6 months. So why do I think I should be creating a course for someone else? Because I know I'm just 2 steps ahead of someone else who's 1 step behind me, or half a step behind me, or a step and a half behind me. And it's easier to learn from someone like me than to learn from someone who's had 15 years and used all different types of indicators and different strategies, and now has this big program that you'd have to pay hundreds or thousands of dollars to get into. So why not learn from someone more reachable and get started making some money? So with that said, this is pretty simple. You're going to need TradingView, number one, to get started in futures trading. I guess I should start from the like the beginning, and kind of say this is just educational. I'm not giving any financial advice. If you don't know already, trading is risky, but if you have a proper strategy and you have good risk management, you're not gambling. So this is not going into the casinos and gambling away your mortgage money. This is putting aside a certain amount of money that you don't care about and using proper strategy and proper risk management along with proper mentation and psychology to make more money from that. And I am living proof that this is 100% doable. I trade futures, like I said. I trade with a prop firm called Top Step. They are absolutely my best go-to. There are hundreds of prop firms out there, tons, but I will be telling you about what I use specifically. And I trade the NASDAQ and the ES. These are two of the specific instruments that I use to trade. I don't use anything else. And I use Forex Factory, which I use to check my news, to see basically what the market sentiment looks like based off of what the day is giving. And that's it. Nothing else. Nothing more, nothing less. So if you're new to TradingView, this is the platform where you will look at your charts. You need to have an account. Right now the rates are $14.29 if you pay monthly. If you choose to pay yearly, they're having a promotion and they're not selling, but you can open up an account for $7 essentially. Like I said, I'm at work, so I'm kind of multitasking here. 23. You might hear some noise in the background. I think the nurses are just enjoying their time here at work. All right, so Futures is risky. You can lose your money fast. The goal is not to hype you up with talking about this. It's just to give you a really simple, repeatable process. I want you to understand how to read candles. I want you to understand how to place a trade. I want you to understand a good strategy to put in that trade. I want you to understand how to get out, and then how to obviously manage your risk and how much you should put in each time that you trade. It's really important. So let's start off with, like I said, I only trade in fact, I'll get rid of these. I only trade these two. This is the NASDAQ and the S&P. You're familiar with the NASDAQ and the S&P. We all are. In futures, they're abbreviated as ES and NQ. When you get your trading view, which again, this is mandatory to get for you to really start, you can either do trading view or you can do like TC2000, but trading view is the more commonly known one and it's cheap. TC2000 is also cheap too. Once you choose an instrument that you're interested in, maybe you choose ES or you choose NQ, it'll pop up like this. Now, I change these candle colors along with the background colors to fit my needs most of the time, or typically when you do open up your account for the first time, these would be like a brighter green, and these black lines will be red. These green lines are candles. These are called candles. These illustrate the movement of price. This to the side, which might be difficult for you to see, but this to the side are the numbers. Let me see if I can make this wider. No, I don't know. These are the prices. So like right now, the price, and as you see when I hover, it's in black. These are the prices. So the price of the market, as it goes up, it's green. As it goes down, it's green, or it's black, however way, but you can see the prices on the end here. You're not the one creating this. When the market is open, live, and prices are moving like Monday through Friday, you'll see these candles move up and down depending on the time frame that you set it to. Let me take a step back. Futures. Why I choose futures? I love futures because I can trade at night. That's honestly the main reason. The second benefit, or the second reason for even doing futures, is that I find that I receive more money back, meaning if I enter into two similar trades on options and futures with the same amount in their own conversions and get out at the same time, calculating slippage in between, I feel like my profits, not that I feel, I've noticed my profits are larger in futures than they are with options. And I believe it's because futures is more liquid, and I believe it's because it uses leverage. It has the volume and it has enough liquidity in it. So to me, this means I don't know, I guess I would say it's just more volatile. You'll get more if you put in a little bit or a lot of it, and you do a strategy and you expect to have a dollar move or a tick move or a handle move. When that happens, you'll receive more volume back because there's more in futures than there is in options. That's just my take on it. Someone who trades options might say differently, but that's been my true experience with that. So yeah, I think futures is great. And then the other reason why I love futures is because I can trade with someone else's money. So this is not like working with a loan shark or going through a bank and getting a credit check, but it basically means that you go through what they call a prop firm, PROPFIRM. And it's basically a company that lends you money to trade. Now, obviously, they don't just lend you the money and say, do with it what you will. What they do is they have you pay something. Oh, Lord. It has me logged in. Hold on. So, I wonder if I can... I wish I could show you how to do this without it popping up. And okay, once you log in and create an account, which is free, you go to start a trading combine. Now you could trade with your own money with futures, but like I said earlier, futures has a bigger volume return. So if you were to trade options or forex, where you could start with like $100, right, and trade and really build and grow and go somewhere with that. In futures, you need to start realistically with like 2,500, like at the lowest. At a realistic amount, you should probably be like 10,000, because it's a lot. It moves so much higher, so much more. So sometimes you're like, do I really have 2K to trade with, or do I really have the stress level? Do I really want to deal with my own money, especially as a beginner? Am I really ready and comfortable to move like that? Maybe not. So you want to borrow someone else's money. So like I start out with the 50K buying power. You pay the $49, and this $49 says you have 30 days to make $3,000, and you can't lose more than $2,000 in those 30 days. You can't take more than 5 contracts while you're trying to make this 3,000. And let's say you do pass and you make the 3,000, you have to pay $129 in order to activate your express funded that allows you to actively use this money. So you're going to pay $50 to pass an evaluation that allows you to trade with 50,000 after you've paid the 129. It's confusing, it's wild, but this is this is how it flows. So in order to do that, what you need to understand, or what we all need to understand, is how to read the market. Because if my goal is to be a trader or make money as a trader, whether I do it on the side every now and then, or I become this professional full-time, guru, you have to understand what these are, what this is, why these look the way that they look, what it means, and all of that.